If you're feeling unhappy with your life or constantly comparing yourself to others, then stay with this story until the very end. It may completely change the way you see yourself and the world around you. Sometimes, the greatest lesson in life isn't about becoming someone else, it's about discovering the value of who you already are. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Michael. From the outside, he looked like an ordinary person, but inside, he carried a heavy burden. Every day he compared himself to others. He believed everyone around him was living a better, happier, and more successful life than he was. The more he compared himself, the more disappointed he became. Eventually, he reached a point where he felt that nothing in his own life had any value. One afternoon, Michael wandered into a peaceful forest, hoping to escape the noise inside his mind. There, beneath a large old tree, sat a wise monk in deep meditation. As Michael stood nearby, tears rolled down his face. One of his tears fell onto the monk's hand, causing the monk to gently open his eyes. The monk looked at Michael with kindness and asked, "My son, why are you crying?" Michael replied with a trembling voice, "I am tired of my life. No matter how hard I try, I always feel like someone else has more than I do. Other people are more successful, more respected, more talented, and happier. I feel invisible. Sometimes I think life is unfair." The monk listened carefully without interrupting. After a moment of silence, he smiled and said, "Most people believe happiness comes from becoming someone else. But true happiness begins the moment you accept yourself." Michael shook his head. "I don't believe that. If I had someone else's life, then I would finally be happy." The monk stood up and replied, "Very well. Before I answer you, I want you to meet 3 people. Listen carefully to their stories, then return and tell me what you have learned." Michael agreed and began his journey. The first person he met was a wealthy businessman living in a magnificent mansion. Luxury cars filled the driveway, expensive artwork decorated every wall, and people admired him wherever he went. Michael said, "You have everything anyone could dream of. You must be the happiest man alive." The businessman smiled sadly. "My friend," he said, "people only see my wealth. They don't see the sleepless nights, the pressure, or the fear of losing everything I've built. Every day I worry about business, competition, and expectations. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot guarantee peace." Michael thanked him and continued walking. Soon he met a famous celebrity surrounded by cameras and cheering fans. Everyone wanted photographs and autographs. Michael thought, surely fame brings happiness. But when he spoke to the celebrity, he heard something unexpected. "People think my life is perfect," the celebrity admitted. "But I can't walk freely without being recognized. Every mistake becomes public. Every decision is judged. Sometimes I wish I could live a normal life where no one knows my name." Michael was surprised. Fame wasn't as perfect as he had imagined. Continuing his journey, Michael arrived at a beautiful countryside where he met an elderly farmer working peacefully in his field. His clothes were simple, his home was small, and he owned very little. Curious, Michael asked, "Are you happy with such a simple life?" The old farmer smiled warmly. "I wake up every morning grateful for another day. I have enough food to eat, honest work to do, people I love, and the freedom to sleep peacefully at night. I may not have everything I want, but I appreciate everything I have. Gratitude has made me richer than money ever could." Michael stood quietly, reflecting on those words. As he continued walking, he noticed something remarkable. Every person he had met wished for something different. The businessman wished for peace. The celebrity wished for privacy. The farmer wished for nothing because he had already found contentment. At that moment, Michael realized he had spent years chasing other people's lives without understanding their hidden struggles. He returned to the monk before sunset. The monk looked at him and asked, "So, Michael, what have you discovered?" Michael smiled for the first time in a long while. "I understand now. I believed everyone else was happier than me because I only saw their success, never their pain. Every person carries struggles that others cannot see. I don't need another person's life. I need a better attitude toward my own." The monk nodded. "Exactly. Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy without improving your life. Gratitude, on the other hand, multiplies happiness. The happiest people are not those who have the most. They are the ones who appreciate what they already have." Those words changed Michael forever. From that day forward, he stopped measuring his worth against other people's achievements. Instead, he focused on becoming a better version of himself every single day. He celebrated small victories, learned from failures, and thanked God for every blessing in his life. As weeks turned into months, something incredible happened. His confidence grew. His relationships improved. His mind became peaceful. Opportunities began appearing because he no longer waited